Finally, folks and football fans around the world, the Premier League season 2025-26 has come to an end with many memorable things. Some of them more memorable moments. Some of them are happy ones and the other one are the sad ones. Like Mo Salah leaving Liverpool, Muhammad Salah to be more specific, leaving Liverpool after more than 8 years of service. And then you have Bernardo Silva, John Stones, and Pep Guardiola leaving Manchester City after almost 10 years of serving and supporting the club during their days. And the happy ones are Bruno Fernandes breaking the assist record with 21 assists in a single season after they won against Brighton 3-0 at the Brighton Stadium, of course. And there are many things to talk about, but I won't talk about a lot of things because we have Tottenham on escaped relegation, and Arsenal who won the Premier League, and Chelsea who finished 10th, just like 10 years ago. And if you are a Chelsea fan, I'm gonna ask you a question. How was your hate watch? Was it peak or was it unsuccessful? Yeah. Well, anyway, folks, welcome to my channel MN Football. So today I am going to react to my zero IQ reactions about the Premier League season 2025-26. As I told you, the zero IQ predictions. So let's start. However, before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. And thanks for the 300 subscribers, because last time I've reached 200 subscribers on my YouTube channel was literally 3 years ago, and finally I've broken this record when I've reached 300 subscribers. Thank you for the support, especially for those Ronaldo fans after I uploaded this short. Anyway, let's get started. So before we start with the predictions, I would like to classify my predictions into 3 sections. The first one is the right section. If my prediction is spot on, I will consider that as a right prediction. But if the opposite happened, where I didn't predict the team position, I will consider it as a wrong prediction, not a spot on prediction. And then we have the last section of the prediction, which is perhaps it will only include teams that relegated and teams that were qualified to the European competitions. Okay, so let's start right away. So first of all, I predicted that Burnley will end up in the last place, but it was Wolverhampton who ended in the last place. And after that, I predicted that Wolverhampton will be in the 19th position, but Burnley was in the 19th position. I mean, if only Wolverhampton won their match against Burnley, the positions would be exchanged and my predictions would be spot on. But unfortunately, I would put those 2 predictions as perhaps, or maybe in the perhaps section, of course. And then I predicted that Brentford will be in the 18th position, but it turns out that West Ham relegated and was in the 18th position after more than 14 years in the Premier League. West Ham relegated since their promotion to the Premier League in season 2012-2013. Unfortunately, and good luck for West Ham fans, and let me be honest with you, that we will come back stronger. Trust me with this one. Okay? And then, I predicted that in the 17th place, Sunderland will end up in the 17th place. But it turns out that Tottenham were in the 17th place. Let me give you my reason. Because you know that the Sunderland in season 2013-2014 and season 2015-2016, they end up in the 17th position, like fighting for survival, fighting for staying in the Premier League. And they get promoted to the Premier League. What's the first thing they do? Survival. And they would pull their prime in the last match days, or in the last matches of the Premier League before the end of the season, of course. So this is why I predicted that Sunderland will end up in the 17th position. Now, I predicted that West Ham will end up in the 16th position, but it turns out that Nottingham Forest end up in the 16th position. Now, in the 15th position, I predicted that Leeds United will end up in that position, or in that place, but it was Crystal Palace who end up in the 15th position, and I was almost there. But I will classify it as a wrong prediction. Classify it as you want, I don't care. And then I predicted that the 14th position will end up for Everton. But unfortunately, it was Leeds United who end up in the 14th position. Wow! Almost. Perhaps, maybe I was spot on, but not exactly. But I will classify it as usual, as a wrong prediction. Okay. And then I predicted that in the 13th position, Nottingham Forest will end up in that place. But it turns out that Everton were in the 13th position. And I predicted that the 12th position will end up for Fulham. But it turns out that Newcastle end up in the 12th position. And in the 11th position, I predicted that Brighton will be in that position. But unfortunately for me, it was my or our West London rivals, Fulham. And I've predicted that Aston Villa will end up in the 10th position, but it turns out that my club, Chelsea, end up in the 10th position. And then I've predicted that Crystal Palace will end up in the 9th position, but it turns out that Brentford end up in the 9th position. And let me tell you something, a coincidence about this league. Do you know that 3 West London clubs are under Brentford, Chelsea, Fulham? 9th position, West London. 10th position, West London. And 11th position are also from West London. What a great coincidence. This is a remarkable year. Unfortunately for me, and unfortunately for us Chelsea fans. I won't tell you the reason. So let's continue what we left off. I predicted that Crystal Palace will, not Crystal Palace, I predicted that Bournemouth will end up in the 8th position, but it was Brighton. And then Sunderland end up in the 7th position in reality, but I predicted that the 7th position would belong to Tottenham Hotspur. Unbelievable. And then, in the 16th position, I predicted that Newcastle United will end up in that position, but turns out that Bournemouth, who qualified to the Europa League after Aston Villa winning their match against Manchester City, end up in the 16th position. And I predicted that in the 5th position, Manchester United will take that place and he would qualify to the Champions League, but you could say it's right, because Manchester United qualified to the Champions League, but they end up in the third position or third place, and we end up in the 5th position, their better rivals Liverpool FC. And then in the 4th position, I predicted that Arsenal will end up in the 4th position, but it turns out that Aston Villa end up in the 4th position. And then I predicted that Manchester City will end up in the 3rd position, but it's the other side of Manchester that end up in the 3rd position, which is Manchester United. And now, with the second place and the champions of the Premier League, I predicted that Liverpool would end up in the 2nd place, but it turns out that Manchester City unusually ended up in the second place after they bottled the Premier League title against Bournemouth. And if Bournemouth won that match, they would have a chance of qualifying to the Champions League. But congrats for Bournemouth and Sunderland and Brighton, who qualified to the Europa League, and for Brighton, who qualified to the Europe Conference League. Good luck there, but don't ask us, Chelsea fans, why you performed the worst in the league phase, especially for those Sunderland fans. To Sunderland fans and to the Sunderland Football Club, if you end up like a trash in the league phase of the Europa League, don't ask your players, ask our players. Don't ask your players, ask our players, okay? Don't tell me that I didn't warn you. If that happened next season, I will publish a video about it and I will show you the evidence of it, okay? And then, I predicted that my club, Chelsea Football Club, would be the champions of the Premier League.
You serious?
But who won it? Who won the Premier League in reality? Arsenal Football Club. Our worst rivals in the Premier League history. And they are the pride of London in local, but in the whole world, many people know that us, Chelsea, are the pride of London in Europe, but they are the pride of London in England, just in England. And I won't congratulating you. And why did I predict that Chelsea would be the champions of the Premier League? Because Enzo Maresca, when he won against Paris Saint-Germain 3-0 in the Club World Cup, I thought that the players would be performing well and this will be a motivation for them to play and to win the Premier League for the 7th time. But unfortunately, the players were tired and they were given just 3 weeks before the start of the Premier League, of course. And let me tell you something, that I didn't edit my predictions at all. I didn't edit my predictions, and I will leave it as an edited post. Okay, so this is my 0 IQ predictions about the Premier League before the start of it, of course, and my predictions about the Premier League season 2025-26. I hope you laughed at me a lot, and you are mocking me right now, and you are making fun of me. and very specific person that I would like to say in this video. What cost us the game against Sunderland was two French players. The first one is called Malo Gusto, and the second one is called the injury merchant Wesley Fofana. Well done, you two Frenchmen. And since you are from France, I would like to tell you something in French. Vous pourriez, dégage. Oui. Just a quick update that Malo Gusto actually posted an apology post on his IG, and not gonna lie, I really appreciate it from him since he's the first Chelsea player to apologize to fans. And I would like to mention something, that this video was recorded on 25th May 2026. And folks, we reached the last minute of this video. However, before we leave this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell, comment below, watch my previous videos, and share this video with your friends. Also, don't forget to leave the description if you want to follow me on Facebook or on social media, and to subscribe to my main channel and my third channel. Of course, I will put the link down in the description, and if you want to see my post, I will put also the link down in the description. And with that, folks, football fans around the world, see you soon on the next video. Peace. Or like this. I have hope. I literally have hope for next season.
And maybe next time, I should analyze each team and how they will end up in the Premier League.